potential here. The mere clash of the titans, so to speak, when you have guys like Asuna and Android going head to head on the Flash Duelists. This is going to be an exciting game, I think, Doug.
Oh, man. Oh, just a few seconds away. Woo! All right, we got frenzies. It's the frenzy meta. I believe you were the one who coined it, and now is a household way to describe it. You love to see that. 100 Thieves starting off on the attacking side. A little bit of aggression early on as they try to take some space across the middle of the map. It looks like they want to go A. I love this setup already. Paranoia, work your way in through tree, and take the fight to ANDBOX.
Yeah, and this A split immediately getting up in the faces of ANDBOX, as you said. Dicey and Asuna both taking the initial duels and winning them both outright. 5-on-3 post plant coming in for 100 Thieves now, Doug.
And Dicey was in a good spot. You saw the counter Paranoia come out from Seb to try to push 100 Thieves back. It did at least get him off of Heaven, give ANDBOX a little bit of room to work with, but they still haven't really been able to get onto the site. You see them on the minimap start to set up so that they can push in from two fronts. Something from Heaven, something from Tree as well, and force 100 Thieves to respond to the aggression that's coming in from different angles. Ye's gonna drop, just leaving 2 members left on the side of ANDBOX as the spike continues to tick away. This is a difficult ask for a retake.
Yeah, you hope for some frags, maybe build up some ultimate points. You're probably not going to get the defuse, and there it is. 3 kills coming in for Android, and a 4th there for Seb. But nonetheless, 100 Thieves going to take that round, Doug. And, I mean, that was a very quick, very decisive, and well-planned A-split where ANDBOX really seemed out-positioned at that point once that window gets broken. Once you see Asuna ready to swing on Heaven, basically. This is almost like round over if they lose this gunfight, and they did. So, asking 2 duelists and an Omen basically to retake 3v5 on pistol, it's tough to do. Android did what he could, and certainly, as we mentioned, building up to that ultimate early on in a pistol round. Right. You're already 4 out of 6 on the Phoenix ult, so not all is lost there. And certainly when you think about how much of a toss-up, I think Nitro described the Frenzy meta as being a little RNG himself on Twitter recently, but you almost wonder whether or not it's almost like, okay, forget about it. We lost the pistol. No big deal. Let's go next. And for ANDBOX here, really not investing a ton into this round. It's at least a... peeking off catwalk there. This is a good starting point, at least, to find some confidence in the round, and Android certainly has that.
Yeah, pretty good defensive setup there from ANDBOX, as they haven't really shown a ton, right? So they're still kind of staying home.
Right.
In a sense, not really having to cheat either which way, but it looks like for 100 Thieves, it's going to be a little bit of rinse and repeat as they're setting up for a different angle from the Paranoia, but that smoke is going to come out. It looks like they want to take tree room again.
Yeah, and it's just Rebo over here. He'll be calling for rotations any moment now, and Ye will hurry as fast as he can, but steal on the Bucky, already claiming generator in sight for his team. ANDBOX realizing now just how many players are on site. Ye just a bit caught out too far. That's Reba falling a tree, Doug.
Yeah, and that's big for Asuna to have the Vandal already. Obviously, you want to buy up and really lean into winning this second round, and so far, so good for 100 Thieves. But we did see in the previous round, things got a little dicey at the end, no pun intended, but so far, it seems like this is going exactly 100 Thieves wanted. It's just down to Seb. He's got a classic, and, well, he doesn't have any health left. Dicey's going to catch him. It's going to be a flawless round for 100 Thieves as they take the second round.
All right, you went ahead and did it. But there's absolutely zero chance that throughout this series, I don't also refer to at least one round as being dicey for 100 Thieves. And I'm going to regret it. Nevertheless, a very clean anti-eco coming out from 100 Thieves. And when you're on the attacking side of any map in this game, I don't care which one we're talking about, claiming that second round, even just rolling into this bonus. Yep. Okay, it's a tough situation to do that with little to no deaths on the squad, but they get it done there. It's 2-0 now. 100 Thieves leading the charge, and they'll press this bonus, Doug. And looks like it's majority towards the A side again. And there's a little bit of a set play coming out from ANDBOX in response, but nothing yielded in the way of frags yet.
No, they didn't swing with it, but you saw that Paranoia come out, tag up a couple members on the side of 100 Thieves, and at least that's going to get them to think twice about it, right? You didn't hear anything going on after that. You see 100 Thieves start to pull off. They have some vision of mid, right? With Nitro, he's going to have some control there, a decent idea of what's going on. Meanwhile, Asuna has been creeping his way up towards B. He's going to get the opening frag as well. And you've got to keep an eye on that specifically because he brought that Vandal into the previous round, stayed alive, and was able to carry it into this one. This is supposed to be their bonus, right? But you've got a Vandal in the hands of one of the most talented players in the game, and that's an X factor.
Yeah, and he just takes a raw aim duel there, and he wins it. That's why he's on this team. And Android gets that info that they're going to be regrouping back towards A. Rotations will come in just a moment. Just Ye alone. 5-on-4. ANDBOX looks to even numbers. That's Android falling to the stinger of Dicey. And Asuna once again with the wide swing one tap onto Ye. And you're talking about it just before that actually occurred, Doug, where this is a bonus, basically. You want to get whatever frags you can, certainly try and win. But if you're getting 2 free frags, no damage in return, just off the back of that early investment on the Vandal, really looks like it was a wise payoff. And Dicey, again, just pushing the issue.
Yeah, and when you've got the numbers advantage like this, you certainly want to lean into that. Seb was able to get one, so I certainly don't want to count him out. All right, that'll do it. Steal with the Sheriff gets last kill. Now, Lex, very quickly, we saw 100 Thieves make some noise at A, draw that paranoia out, and then pull off to B where they got the opening frag, but still stayed at A. And then there was a mid-round call where they decided to go back towards A. What was it? Was there anything that you saw that would kind of lead towards 100 Thieves making that call?
Well, I think they just know, okay, Asuna goes over and gets that pick at B. It was actually Nitro that was basically balancing the map on that default, trying to scout out how ANDBOX was positioned. And once you know at that point that they're not even contesting you at B main, you've dropped their Sova. And, okay, actually a little bit of early aggression coming out here from ANDBOX, Doug. This could get interesting real quick with Asuna on the other end of things.
Right, again, lighter buys, play through smokes, take away the distance advantage that a rifle has that you don't. Nitro's there too. Nitro with 1, Nitro with 2, Nitro with 3. Seb, Seb gets back 2 of his own.
2 huge Sheriff frags and Rebo off Cat. Oh, looks like he bungled that one. Dicey was definitely caught unawares for just a moment. Didn't even have his Vandal out, but you know, despite some damage being dealt towards him, Seb is now left alone in a 1v3 with 18 HP. Doug does have the spike just momentarily, and Steal almost gets in there, but Seb able to fight for just a moment longer.
Yeah, Seb, this doesn't feel good. If you're Seb here, as he's just trying to run for the fences and stay alive. But again, I think we start to see in this round some of the benefits. Well, he picked up a rifle.
Right.
30 seconds
okay,
left.
there may be something here. He's weak, but there's something, right? But I say that you're walking into all of the Killjoy utility, guns across the board, and you only have 18 health. I've seen crazier things, right? As the wise philosopher of our time, Kevin Garnett, once said, anything is possible.
Wow. Deep Kevin Garnett. I mean, deep quotes from Doug. But you know what? I kind of finishing the thought was just like, I think 100 Thieves, and this kind of rolls into a bigger point, not just about the last round, Doug, but even in these opening rounds where, you know, you win the pistol cleanly, you win the anti-eco cleanly, and, you know, the follow-up rounds are hold, read, see what ANDBOX is doing, and eco just snaps his neck. All right, there we are. 3 alive for 100 Thieves and a nice 4-0 start. And I think I was getting on the manipulation of rotations.
Yep.
Right, like just being able to balance the map, roll with almost like a 1-3-1 where you're sending the duelists around to go and take gunfights. Yeah, but and this is Nitro supporting Asuna so well. Just understanding like, okay, they know I'm behind Shed. They've scanned me here. They're going to swing out at any moment. Nitro's ready for it. And as you mentioned, Seb actually had some nice Sheriff snaps of his own. But what 100 Thieves is doing is just taking very basic reads and making ANDBOX overthink it. And once Asuna opened things up, you know, at B main in that particular round, and then again, it's Nitro in the last one, you get the man advantage. You have all the freedom in the world to throw a fake here, regroup in the other direction, and just you have to know at that point, you know, if the other team's not operating on any kind of solid information, Doug, they're guessing just as much as you might be. So
Right.
The safe gamble is like, okay, fake here, go the other way. And twice now we've seen 100 Thieves basically just walk into a bomb site where there's just one member from ANDBOX defending. And it's come up big. And there it is. One more time, we're going to see Asuna first blood on the round taking out Ye, Doug. And that might be the difference maker so far in every one of these rounds.
Yeah, dude, it was, I think it was against NRG. Asuna had like 11 first bloods, and no one else in the series was even close. And we're seeing some of that kind of like play out already. But for ANDBOX, you've got to get something going here on this rifle, right? You've got the guns. You've got to be able to respond. This deficit runs, you run the risk of this getting out of hand here. Seb able to take care of Dicey, and at least they keep things, at least during this round, close. Android using that, run it back. It's gonna expire. The spike's still not planted. Man,
18 seconds. They got to save this, Doug.
surely they don't have time.
I don't think there's any physical way for
10 seconds left.
Eco to make it all the way to the... Ooh, there's one more frag to go, though, and that's Steel.
Yeah, he doesn't have time.
Yeah, no shot. However,
But,
I mean,
yeah.
this was... Let's talk about this. We had Asuna opening things up again, Doug. Go ahead.
Well, no, I think what I was going to say was, even for as strange as that might have been, right, the way that it panned out, 100 Thieves running out of time there, we were talking about this before that happened, for ANDBOX to get on the board, right, to still have a couple of rifles going in this next one. I know it's a lighter buy, Android's on a light armor, but you get something going, right? You're starting to build some of that momentum. Now, 100 Thieves has 4 ultimates to work with.
Right.
But you're getting something going.
Yeah, I mean, there was a big play on site there. Steel was Molotoving. I believe that was... Or sorry. Yeah, it was Ace. I think it was behind the A double stack. Dropped the Nano Swarm, basically cleared out that area in a nice, shrouded step into the back of the site from Seb. Basically allowed him to get that frag that delayed 100 Thieves so long. So, just smart play, I think, that was able to play the clock against 100 Thieves there. Ended up in a 4-1, but as you mentioned, they saved all their ultimates up to this point. So you've got four to work with, 2 of which are say the gate key into the... Ooh, avoids the owl drone altogether. No frags just yet, but this cat resistance coming in hot from ANDBOX may just shift all of the play back towards B, and you got to wonder, that read is clear. They're rotating immediately with 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you already see ANDBOX pulling over. Again, we have to think about those ultimates. There's the first one. The lockdown's going to be used. Seb using one of his own, though. Oh, Seb's there! Seb's there! He gets one! Not able to get the second as Hiko trades him out, but they've got him pinched in. 100 Thieves does not have the spike down yet. That lockdown's going to come through and tag up one player. Now they're going to get onto the site. Nitro should be able to get the spike down, but Ye's still on the flank. No! Hiko turns on him, takes care of Ye, and gives 100 Thieves a little bit of room to breathe. They're going to get off the site, they're going to get off the spike, and they're going to have the Hunter's Fury in their back pocket. That is enormous. Asuna able to get one. Transfers over. Hiko already with 3 on the round, looking for the last one. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that's a big ask for him there.
I'm going to break that down as quick as I can. There was so many good things going on there for ANDBOX. You had the double flank. Ye thought he had nothing but daylight. And I don't know, the shots from the Vandal just don't connect. I won't presume to know what went on there, but definitely a... Oh my goodness, Hiko has no HP either and just so unlucky with the movement from Sova. Caught his cape, I'm sure. But Boy was detained as the execute came in, Doug. So not only were you in a 3-on-3 here, but you have no retake recon dart available to you. So both your teammates are getting scanned, pushed back into CT, pushed back at market, and you have no recourse. You have no way to spam or delay 100 Thieves any further. There was only 20 seconds to deal with. If you're able to come away with one more frag there or drop the spike at lane or something along those lines, we have a very different outcome. You can play the retake much more aggressively. And unfortunately, starting with the fail flank from Ye, ending with the mistakenly detained from Boy, just seemed like ANDBOX, who had all the players that they needed in the right spots at the right time, just a few missteps, a few miscues. And I wonder whether or not this is like a tag pause coming up from them to be like, hey, listen, we're clearly coming into this game with a disadvantage, at least just losing pistol, losing the bonus. We're 6 rounds in now, and 3 of us don't have frags. Like, let's take a step back, take a deep breath, and realize that like the mistakes that we're making are solvable. And for 100 Thieves, like I mean, every single player on this roster is you know, seemingly in step and playing well right now. And that's a tall order, Doug, to just expect that your team's going to be able to recover from this. But, you know, heartbreak aside in the last round, they're going to pull away with some stingers, a few pistols at least. Try and do whatever they can here with the Blade Storm being popped early on from Ye.
You see where Seb is set up for that paranoia that Ye could swing with. Imagine they're just waiting for an audio cue, something. It's also interesting that the fight that ANDBOX have in some rounds intentionally taken and other times have foregone around Tree Room, right? Like there are times you've seen them push all the way out towards Cat, other times where it's much more reserved. But we'll see how they choose to play this one out. Again, a whole lot of hurry up and wait here.
You talking about for 100 Thieves when they're taking map control?
That's a cute. No, for ANDBOX. There it is. There's the paranoia. There's the dash from Ye. He is able to get one. Saw another one. Looking for the second. Gets that one as well.
Nice.
Stealing Hiko out. That's a big play for ANDBOX.
Oh, and 2 beautiful kills coming out from Ye. That's the rebound we needed right there. And Asuna immediately taking liberties over at B, creating space for his team, calling for the rotates.
Oh,
and
careful across the middle. Yeah. Sorry, Nitro just went huge there. He was able to take care of that flank that was coming in from the defending spawn. That's going to leave the 2 members of ANDBOX that were able to, because of the pick from Ye, able to upgrade their weapons, but it required them taking the scenic route all the way back to B. By the time they show up, their teammates have already dropped. That's going to leave them in a 2v3, but it's a winnable one. You see Dicey, just a sliver of health. So there's a chance to make something happen. Nitro's so well set up, though. They have a great crossfire. Nitro's going to swing. He's got to realize that Android's there. No, Android was there. He got right by him. Seb got one as well, but Asuna able to take him out, drop things down to a 1v1 against Arena. Such a devastating agent to go against. Asuna gets 3. 100 Thieves take another round.
He is so good on this Reyna. I mean, from the dismiss to the re-peak at a perfect timing. Asuna playing with full confidence now. And yeah, you caught it. I didn't, Doug. But Nitro's mean lurk, I mean, you know, being the IGL-minded player that he is and playing on a roster of this kind of pedigree, right? Experience, the intelligence, you can trust players like Steel and Hiko to be making the right play and know what it is you're doing. And Asuna knows exactly as well, right? Like we saw him just basically, Ye early on, taking the duel, knows that Asuna's been getting really greedy over here at B main, and Ye takes advantage of that. Ye's waking up now, Doug, and that is a storyline that I think we touched on at the beginning of the match, where Android and Ye, we look to them to be fragging, we look to them to be stepping up, finding these openers for ANDBOX in the same way Asuna does for 100 Thieves, and there it is. 2 rounds in a row from Ye.
Well, not even that, but the fact that he was able to dash away and stay alive and that kill wasn't traded immediately. We haven't seen many times where ANDBOX has had the numbers advantage. Clean shots there out of Rebo. Again, the recent addition to this ANDBOX squad. Again, keeping ANDBOX with the numbers advantage.
Right. And for 100 Thieves now, you've got to be making a decision here soon. You know, you don't have any map control. You just lost everything over at B main. They know you're not at mid-market, but they're going to go ahead and throw that deep, dark cover over at mid, Nitro will. And this will make, you know, keep Android over there at defender spawn. Yep. He's got to stay, you know, at least cognizant of the fact that this mid lurk, Omen lurk can TP beyond that. Cat split will come underway, and he's wise to it now. He knows this isn't a B play. Cheating over Seb playing around in the front. A main dark cover is going to find Dicey. And now there's only 20 seconds, Doug. 2v4, this is looking all but lost for 100 Thieves unless something crazy happens right now, but...
Oh, there it is! How's that for crazy, baby? Nitro comes in with 2. That's going to give him room to get onto the spike, but Hiko's got to get it down quickly. Nitro's got 3! The dad strength is just too strong. Rebo with 1. Hiko trades it out. 100 Thieves look like that round was done for, but the heist was there. They take it away from ANDBOX, and they get to 7.
Seb probably feels like he just got robbed, man. He makes the play twice in a row to protect this spike. And then he steps out of the dark cover and into the arms of Nitro and dad strength indeed. Oh my goodness. I feel like I spoke that into existence on accident. Just, there's almost nothing that 100 Thieves here can do, and ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh my goodness, you just love to see that. Wow. And, you know, just checking the scoreboard now. Some players for 100 Thieves are fragging, and this is 7-1 a dominant performance so far, Doug.
It is. ANDBOX does have 3 ultimates to work with here, right? Like, that's one of the key equalizers that can flip around, excuse me, on its head. But I feel like they've shown 100 Thieves a couple of different looks, and nothing is stuck.
Yeah, and there was so many good things.
Aggro from Yay.
And this anti-eco setup, they've run it every single time so far.
Yep.
And ANDBOX in the VOD review is going to be like, oh man, you probably shouldn't have pushed that again. Oh, Steel exchanges some damage, but yeah, man. I mean, ANDBOX finding the openers in a few of these rounds now, putting themselves in a big advantage situations that just aren't panning out. And I hate to say that it's some big mistakes that are coming out from ANDBOX, but really this is 100 Thieves looking really good, Doug.
You should run.
It's another big kill. Interesting investment of the lockdown here, but Asuna just holding W. He's already got 3, looking for the 4th. He's gonna get another, he might get another ace this tournament. He's hunting, he can smell blood in the water. You see him going after the remaining player, give it to him. Asuna with 500 Thieves are clicking, man. They're a well-oiled machine right now.
And eco frags are not, Doug. I swear, Asuna must have talked to a video editor just before this series went live and just said, listen, I'm going to be constructing my frag movie, map 1 here, and I'm going to go be main every round and find you entries. And this just turns into a full confidence ace.
Oh, yeah.
Sniffs out this isn't quite an A stack, or a B stack, rather. Swings towards defender spawn towards A, and just is like, I'm going to go ahead and finish this round, boys. Sit this one out.
All right, ANDBOX.
ANDBOX actually has some ultimates to work with here, Doug. We might want to keep an eye on that, but early aggression here at mid's going to push out Yay from that arch position. A little bit of damage exchanged.
Let's see, they've got to run it back. They're not going to have any info of anything B. You see that drone starting to come through because Asuna is pushing the matter by A, and he's already gotten the opening pick again on Reba. That's going to give him full tree control. Asuna with a second. The guy's just like, he's running entirely unchecked. He can do whatever the heck he wants right now, and he hasn't been met with really any resistance. Dicey taking care of Yay. Asuna's going to drop his android, takes care of him, but again, it's traded right back out. And is as good as things started to look for ANDBOX, they're down to 1 player again.
And even then, this player is already within the jaws of a trap. He doesn't know it quite yet, but there it is, being finished off by Dicey. That'll be his 3rd. And you're right. Asuna's effectively getting met with next to no resistance at this point, Doug. But I am going to touch on something there. We know Rebo's a new addition. We know that we haven't seen him even playing Cypher yet from the ANDBOX side. At least I haven't. So that may have just been a lack of prep, a lack of practice, because he really seemed to think that there was some positive control still over his catwalk approach. And if Ye's been pushed off mid, if he's fallen back, then that means catwalk is wide open, man. And he just got caught unawares. Asuna got a free one to start. Ye is losing this battle throughout the game against Asuna, and it's paying out dividends, I think, so far for 100 Thieves. And that may just be the understatement of the century up to this point.
It's just so difficult to deal with, but we see some aggression from ANDBOX here as they try to fight for mid control, but when you've got Dicey and Steel holding down this area of the map, there's no room to work with, no room to breathe. Boy gets another one, but that was the only silver lining there. 10-1 right now in favor of 100 Thieves.
And the first few rounds where ANDBOX, didn't have stellar showing. Okay, the first 3 or 4 rounds, right? They were wiped. Yeah. Right, it was like decisive 100 Thieves victories, and they really started round 5, round 6. They even picked up one of those rounds, the only one they have so far. They seem to be showing some light, where they're able to take some A main and B main control. They're able to win their opening duels against Asuna, who's more than willing to take that challenge. And ever since then, this has been, and I hate to describe any Valorant match as such, but a 100 Thieves routing. ANDBOX is just getting pushed around. The Hunter's Fury comes out from Higo early on, but yay, Bladestorm out.
Okay.
Right click on Asuna.
Okay, but Dicey had one of his own. He's going to dash in. They're going to work around the smokes around each other clean. Blade there from Ye. Rebo gets it as well. On to Dicey, and Boy's going to use the Hunter's Fury. Things are working here. ANDBOX looking like they're going to be able to get the second round on the board. It's just Nitro down low. Nitro shots go wide. A flawless round, and exactly what you need to get momentum going again, right? Like, build a little confidence, get something moving here.
Yep, throw everything you got at them last round of the half. They get it 10-2, moving into the second half now, Doug. Still not a good scoreline, but there it is. Oh, this just, round from Nitro, really, that was so fun to watch, Doug.
Well, and you know, that setup, right, where 100 Thieves was in that moment was so similar to the round that they dropped. And remember, they dropped the round because they ran out of time.
True. Oh my goodness. Asuna just, I mean, farming. Just farming.
What can ANDBOX do on the attacking side? Can they put up a similar performance? The deficit is so big right now. The room for the margin for error is almost non-existent. As ANDBOX look to dig themselves out of an 8-round deficit here in map 1 between these two squads. And folks, remember, the winner advances to the close qualifiers, right? They're done. They punched their ticket to play in the close qualifiers for a chance to qualify for Masters in March. The loser has to do this thing all over again.
Yeah, and for 100 Thieves, you know, following in the previous open qualifier, obviously we've touched on it more than enough. Nitro was not there, but you got to think that they are going to be hungry. Isn't the word, but almost denying the possibility of dropping in this tournament and not at least advancing to the close. You know, we can have that conversation about whether or not they're going to make it to Masters next weekend. But for the fact that, really actual frenzy action at mid, I did not see them pushing.
30 seconds left.
ANDBOX is just spreading a default here for the pistol, but 100 Thieves just looks like they're not even going to be willing to let ANDBOX in this series. And so it is, I think, you know, you're speaking to momentum, Doug, as this decoy owl drone from Boy may just lead the rotations over to A, but 100 Thieves splitting their defense. They know it's B at this point. A presses forward, dashes up lane. Steel's already got a setup for that. Saw it coming. Austin and Dicey both trading frags back out. Seb finds his second. That'll be huge. Only seconds remain on this clock, but it doesn't even matter. The spike will not get planted. And Steel's, you know, Nanoswarm set up at lane just stopped the ANDBOX push in its tracks. And I think it was Ye who fell to it first, but he just took way too much time. You know, even that drone that I kind of highlighted as being the quote unquote fake towards A didn't really draw any defenders. 100 Thieves was still wise to it. The dark covers had been, you know, I don't want to say that they were mis-synced necessarily, but once those go up, there's almost no question it's going to be a B play. 100 Thieves was ready for it. Steel's setup, you know, he's alternating sites now, so this will keep the Killjoy kit fresh, but really shut things down for ANDBOX there.
It was interesting too to see how slow ANDBOX chose to play the pistol. You seldom see a pistol move that slowly, but much more controlled here, much more aggressive, and you called it, Lex. They walk right into all of that Killjoy utility, and then the Bucky's there from Steel to take care of the opener. Did I see that right? We'll talk about that in a minute. Steel, again, still with the Bucky's just dropping on him. Dicey has one, Steel has 3!
Oh my goodness. Just a Bucky massacre. And despite the force buy from ANDBOX, this is 12-2, 100 Thieves looking to put this away now. And I mean, this is you were asking about the pistol and whether or not it's normal to take that much time, and the truth is no. But I wonder what their read is. I mean, twice in a row they've moved directly towards the Killjoy utility. You got to think that's not 2 mistakes in a row. That's intentional. And you know, it would be very easy to underwrite or understate just how incredible, maybe isn't the word, but scary that Steel setup is at both sites so far, where he's just, with a nice one tap from a Guardian onto Dicey from Ye. Some jet on jet action to start us out here, Doug.
And again, a big pick, right? Desperately needing it. That's going to get the Blade Storm online as well. But we'll see where they choose to play this one out.
Yeah, and they are going to spread towards, maybe leaning towards an A split, I guess. Yay is just so confident with these knives. I mean, Bladestorm is just, it's already so strong of an ability. You put an aimer on that agent, and he makes magic happen when he does. Rebo actually pushing up towards Market will quickly spot out one defender. Doesn't know the second one is in Market itself. Tico being pushed back, so he's just going to fall directly into the crossfire. Nitro finds the first. Android responds with one of his own. But Hiko closing things out. That's 2 of those frags down at mid. Both him and Nitro are making this defense look really good, Doug.
It's just down to Boy here. That's a big pick with the Bulldog. Drop things down to a 1v1. Again, he's looking to keep this map alive, to try to keep the hope, the dream of a comeback, a reality. That's a big first step, getting the spike down, but he's already been tagged up. Right now, Boy looking to rotate around, but he goes wise to it. It looks like he's going to be posting up in locks. Clean shot, but not enough to get the kill. Hiko gets the third. He's going to get the defuse as well. A statement from 100 Thieves as they take the opening map.
What a wall bang. Closing it out is Hiko. That is a dominant map 1 from 100 Thieves. And honestly, Doug, we anticipated this, that this was definitely going to go the way of 100 Thieves. It's Ascent. This is their home, as far as I'm concerned. But I did not expect them to dominate in just such a raw fashion, man. Well done.
Yeah, that was ugly games. They've won big on Icebox games. You even look at, it was just yesterday, right? They beat NRG 13-10 on Icebox. Certainly a team that's not a pushover by any means. That's a big win. So yeah, 100 Thieves look good, but ANDBOX is set up here, right? They have the tools. They've got the map that they want. They've got the potential to push us to the third map. They have to forget about Descent. They have to.
Yeah, and right away, this is Rebo switching over to the Sova off the Cypher. This is kind of what I'm saying. They previously maybe ran the Viper at times, and boxes doing them now. No Viper here. 100 Thieves, Asuna and Dicey immediately taking contact from the Sage over at A main. And both players are now in a lot of trouble as they've overextended, no cover on top belt. Yay, and Android answer back.
Yeah, and those are the fraggers that we needed to keep an eye on. They're the ones who are going to be the key to ANDBOX getting something going here, and so far so good. You mentioned the early aggression from 100 Thieves. It gets punished thanks to a really nice crossfire setup from ANDBOX, but there's still a lot of work to be done here, and I think this site, it can be so finicky, it's never a guaranteed thing.
Yeah, Seb getting overeager at mid is going to fall on that lurk, steals wise to it. And though the duelist battle definitely went the way of ANDBOX early on, this post plant, you know, like you said, there's a lot of opportunity, I guess, real estate that is being given up. They're falling passive towards belt, towards top pipes. And now with the retake underway, the Thieves already tapped the bomb once.
Tapped it, Steel gets one, Andrew trades it out, but Nitro's Frenzy causing problems. They're just down to Ye, who'd been working the middle of the map, making sure there was no flank and trying to ensure that nobody is going to be coming around. Nice shot from Ye. Perfect spot. He had, like, there's no way for them to stick here. Nitro has to go. Ye goes in as well. A 3K for him on the pistol. ANDBOX take the first round.
You know, I had my back of my mind. I really was not sure where that was planted, just based off the mini-map. It kind of looks like it may have been in front of the site.
Yeah.
But Ye on that wrap, you know, Seb, I touched on it, fell, kind of got overeager on that lurk early on, but it almost was the play to lose that first fight to Steel, just because Ye gets free real estate to re-wrap all the way back up mid. You know, the last time that they saw Jet, she was on site opening things up against, I believe that was Asuna. So here we are, ANDBOX claiming the first pistol round. And, you know, when we're alluding to in our pre-match analysis, Doug, this is ANDBOX's opportunity to make this a 3-map series. 100 Thieves, there's a lot of question marks here, and if nothing else, that makes me anxious to see how they play. But for ANDBOX's sake, this seems like a great starting point. Taking the pistol, if you can clean up these next 2 rounds, we can continue that conversation we were having. Nevertheless, Ye is going to make a little bit of A presence early. The rest of his team have already pushed towards B long and what may be an early B play here, Doug.
Nitro's got a chance at something here. That's a big pick from Ye. Android gets in on it as well as Steel's taken out. Nitro understands now that the pressure's in his lap, but he isn't able to really respond to it at all as he's going to drop. It's just down to Hiko. He's got a Bucky, and he's got a Classic. He he doesn't have is friends in this instance, as he's going to
Or
drop.
HP.
Boy gets the last one, or HP. Very valid point. A flawless round from ANDBOX. They take the pistol. They take the following round. They're getting something going.
And 5 lived there, right? So for ANDBOX, that's what I'm talking about. That is what, if you're able to clear out the force buy, make this a 3-round start, have your 4th be the bonus. That's best case scenario. And this is not always the most defender-sided scoreline of a map where, you can easily have a strong attack side and a weak defense. But if you're a confident team, your team who's going to pick this map, you're going to pick Icebox against 100 Thieves, you need to be collecting 5 or 6 here, I think, Doug. Ooh. Asuna already winning the opening belt duel against Ye, and man, we've seen so many duels between these two individuals so far in this series already. And Asuna has definitely been getting the better of Ye, it seems like, Doug.
And when you win that duel over and over again, you're going to keep taking it, right? And if it's not broken, why change it? We'll see if ANDBOX here at the numbers disadvantage are able to continue the good momentum that they've built. This is a bonus for them. Nice shots there out of Seb. Steel's going to drop. 100 Thieves. They're down to 4. Again, Seb, right? He's just able to anchor that down. There's no room for them to get in.
He's occupying all the defenders. It gives the spike carrier time to come in, put the wall up, drop the spike. And now it's a 4-on-2. If he had lost that duel versus Steel, this would have been a totally different round. Dicey will answer back with 1, make it 2, and suddenly this is a doable defuse here, Doug.
No way. Nitro sticking it. He's going to get it to half. He's going to back off. Unfortunately, the clip runs dry as Dicey drops. Nitro alone with 22 health and a sheriff to boot. Certainly not out of the realms. Well, never mind.
And if that
I was trying
shot
to tee it up.
connects, I mean, if that shot connects, maybe you get the one sheriff onto Rebo. The Sage is weak. Boy wasn't exactly sitting pretty over there at yellow. There was a reason he wasn't peeking.
Yep.
So, I mean, ANDBOX cleaning it up. All right, we're 3-0 now. And this, look at how much time he's buying. The spike takes Gary trying to put the spike down cleanly, but nevertheless, ANDBOX get it done, much to the credit of Seb fighting for heroics there over at Long B early on. Holds fast, holds steady. And, for this next round where you would consider this a bonus in a lot of ways, but, I mean, they've got rifles. This isn't going to be a weak buy coming out from ANDBOX by any means, so this will hopefully speak volumes in an early paranoia, an early need to clear space over here today. You got to be thinking this is going to be an A play here, Doug.
Oh, yeah, man. They're all the way in, but Asuna already has 1. Dicey with the hop in his hands takes care of Android as well. As ANDBOX are down to 2 members left. The spike has not been planted. Yeah, he's trying to pick it up, and there's not a ton of room for them to work with here. Right? You've got Dicey with the op. You've got a ton of good crossfires. You even have Steel on the flank that if this round continues to go on, that's going to cause even more problems for the boys on the attacking side. But for now, it's on ANDBOX to figure out, can they get some room? Can they work their way in? Pushing Dicey off is huge, right? As it gives you a little bit of room to breathe. At least get the op, or excuse me, get the spike. But the vast majority of this problem is still in front of you. The paranoia is going to come out. They don't really have anywhere to go, Lex.
Yeah, and they've invested the Blaze Storm. Those knives are now gone. And the operator, I mean, you got 15 seconds left, and this is something that I've missed, actually, during the opening phases of this round. Yes, this is big. Yeah, Steel drops Ye, and he did invest into that operator. He had to rebuy, so he may as well have just gotten his primary weaponry out. And he got nothing for it. Look at that now. We got double ops coming out for 100 Thieves. That is just gifts on gifts, to say the least. But ANDBOX still has money in the bank, still going to get a full buyout. And, they do have their res. They do have the showstopper. So I would say, like, when it comes to the ultimate advantage, if you can prevent Steel from collecting an orb or an early frag, there is a lot that you can play into this round to at least exploit this double op. Now, I'm not sure whether or not they're aware of it, but certainly that possibility has got to exist in the back of your mind where you just lost an operator. How's 100 Thieves going to use it against you? Right away, 5 players coming up from ANDBOX at mid. Nitro any moment now is going to catch some flack. But he gets 1 for free, make it 2. Boy and Android both fall, but he's still under heat. TP's out, and he almost escapes, but that's Reba to find that. just now. Seb in a 1v3 finds the first, 1v4, a first onto Hiko. Now 3 players remain for 100 Thieves, Doug, but this is already disaster striking for ANDBOX. I'm not quite sure what the plan was. I think they were going to wall and split into B right away, but they didn't have any players over towards long B, so maybe this could have been a situation where maybe they're reading into 100 Thieves setup. Asuna walking down tube, going to shut down Seb, so 2 rounds straight for 100 Thieves. Already turning around here, Doug, for the side of the defense.
Yeah, and it really, we talked about the double op setup. That wasn't even the factor, right? That wasn't the problem. The problem was Nitro. Like, I don't want to make another thief in the night pun because it's 100 Thieves, but maybe I'm just going to lean into the lame jokes. But that was the problem. It wasn't even the ops. And you mentioned how they didn't have any B-long presence. Well, you really couldn't go over there. You saw Seb use an Omen Smoke early on to ensure that no op was going to be waiting on the other side. That funneled everything into mid, and they had no choice really to go anywhere else.
And repeatedly, they're running into this op contact early, but Steel's going to miss his mark. So ANDBOX knows that they've at least won this opening bout. They've secured some map control. The Owl Drone, the Raise Grenade come through. And, you know, despite the fact that this is a low investment round from ANDBOX, you've yielded quite a bit of real estate as 100 Thieves. They do have a Sage Wall, they do have Omen, Paranoia, and Dark Cover coming out, so they're able to grab this space from 100 Thieves, and now there's 2 frags going the way of ANDBOX, Doug.
And the spike looks like it is going to go down.
Spike planted.
Hiko able to take care of Boy, Asuna swinging, taking care of Rebo as well. Empress is going to be a problem. Dicey's going to drop nice shots from Seb, but Asuna again on the flank, able to take care of Seb. Swinging around. Fancy footwork from Android, however, as he's able to take him out. Gives numbers advantage to ANDBOX's. 100 Thieves is just down to Hiko. Captain Clutch, time and time again. How much do you have in the tank this time around? The showstopper is going to come out. It's not going to connect onto anyone. Hiko taps and continues to swing around, but no, he's not going to. No! Oops. Yeah, that looked. Wow, that was brutal.
Unfortunately, that just looks like a misclick. A misplay there, and probably just botched his mechanics. It happens to all of us. Don't sweat it, Hiko. But hey, listen, that was a fun round from ANDBOX. And as teams, man, week by week, I swear, teams are getting better at realizing, okay, if we win this opening piece of map, you know, if we win long B, if we win green control, and even towards yellow, if we're able to push them off of that yellow container, B site, you know, it used to have this reputation as being really tough to plant. But if you've got a Sage in your lineup, you've got an Omen in your lineup, this is very doable. And Steel getting pressured on that site early on, he, no fault to him, gave whatever ground he could. And look at this mid play again, Doug.
Not again, but looks like they're wiser to it this time. You see Rebo using a dart, gonna push Nitro back. Very well played, great adaptation there from ANDBOX, but Steel takes care of Boy. Dicey with the op, Nitro as well. ANDBOX down to 2. They've got the spike. That might be the only thing they've got going for them in this situation.
I wonder what they're reading. This is almost surely going to be a 100 Thieves round. Android's going to answer back with one on Asuna. Satchel at the top pipes. He's going to accept the scan and says, I don't care. I'm going to take the dry peek first. Dicey and finds him. So before I write him off, this is 1v5 that looks suddenly doable. He's able to get the better of Steel here. He won't. Okay, so you just had a huge success at long B. And then you invest literally no utility, seemingly, at least from our POV, no presence made. Steel just walks away from it. He says, okay, listen, there's nobody here. I'm going to go back and check up on mid. Rightly so. Finds one on a Boy. Nitro finds another one in mid. And this potential A split, which I'm not sure whether or not that was going to be the end game plan for ANDBOX necessarily, but didn't work out. And that's the second time they've been shut down over at the middle part of the map. So I wonder whether or not they're going to pressure Steel more throughout this game just to get that kind of honest look towards long B, make sure he's not cheating over early. And here we are. Dart will not scan him, but blows will be traded in right there. Okay, they weren't committed all 5 towards B early. You can even see on the minimap Owl Drone being marked out in front of A.
Yes.
Ye gets this, and again, manipulating the rotations. We were talking about 100 Thieves doing that very well, Doug, but ANDBOX is just picking them apart.
And Ye played that so well, and look at all of the resources from 100 Thieves. Look at where they are on the map, and then look at where the spike is. right? Like, they pulled 100 Thieves around the map this round like a freaking puppet on a couple of strings. Dicey's gonna get paranoid, he's gonna back off, but again, the spike's down, and it's in the same spot we saw that pistol last time. They have mid controlled as well with Ye, who slipped his way in there earlier in the round, caused problems for 100 Thieves. He's the safety valve here, and it doesn't look like they're gonna need it. Dicey with the op alone. Ye challenges, and Dicey punishes him for it. Now he's got the Blade Storm. This almost looked like a done deal. Okay, Dicey drops, Seb able to take care of him. That was so well played from ANDBOX.
Yeah, and this is, I love that they make me look smart immediately afterwards, but they go ahead and say, look, Steel's over here alone a lot of these rounds. He's over challenging at times, and certainly he's over rotating, and they've keyed in on it. They immediately identified, okay, we found success there, let's do it again. Android basically takes a solo duel with some Sova support, but, you know, even just spreading the map a little to make sure they don't do this again.
This may be troublesome. 100 Thieves doesn't have full guns either, but there were 5. Now there are 4. Ultimates available for ANDBOX to work with. That's the res as well. 1 off the board, but you pick 1 up, so it's a net. Gosh, yay! What the heck, man?
That's fun.
And that's not the first time we see something like that, right? Ye's just out of his mind with the Blade Storm. The spike's going to go up. Very similar setup to what we saw a couple of rounds ago, where they're able to control the pinch point coming in from Snowman. But this time, it's not heroics of a rifle. It's Ye with the op. Also has that Blade Storm in his pocket. 100 Thieves down to 3 members left in a 3v5. You can maybe take a chance at this, but this is not easy.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for 100 Thieves, and not necessarily a juicy look for somehow a lockdown. Okay, as I say that, I was like, doesn't look like it's going to be a lockdown situation, but they used it anyway. 2 frags immediately going towards ANDBOX, so hasn't panned out just yet. Nitro pressing forward, maybe just looking to get a kill or 2. He taps for the ninja, but nothing comes of it. They might lose 1 or 2 players to the spike. Make that 3.
Way.
So well played. I mean, just even tapping the spike there makes them so paranoid of it. So Nitro with the 300 IQ post plant there, but the credit that I'm going to give is towards ANDBOX in the way that they're breaking down this 100 Thieves defense, where their response, I think, was appropriate. They find the opening duel and they even win it, Doug, but they overstay their welcome and both duelists fall quickly, and the res comes through in response from Boy right away. So, you know, you might win that opening duel, but it doesn't even seem worth it at that point. Any information you've got is lost, and suddenly 100 Thieves found themselves just 20 seconds into that round in a 5v3. So they're going to go with the same setup, and it's up to Android to not yield this death. You know, if you get picked here early, this goes awry immediately, but he scouts out 1 player. They don't know that there's 2 here just yet. And I was going to say that'll open things up over on the other side of the map, but Nitro takes a long-range duel on Ye over at A. So the balance has already been disrupted, but 100 Thieves didn't lose anything at Long B, has the information that they've lost it. Android pressing the issue a little bit. We drop the Boombot towards site, clears out back yellow.
Yeah, Dicey has nothing but a frenzy there, but he should be the first one on contact. They're going to start to funnel here onto this B site. The wall's going to go up. Asuna is sitting on the other side of it, unfortunately, along with Dicey. Android able to take care of Asuna early on as he's playing his way around yellow. You've got to keep an eye on Steel here on the minimap as he's working his way down the middle of the map. It seems like that's Rebo, who's wise to it. At least checking, make sure there are no shenanigans. There's a showstopper. It's going to be used from Android, not going to connect. Dicey able to take care of Boy. Android has that rifle, and they're starting to tap it, right? Nitro's on it right now. It's through the smokes. Dicey goes in, gets 2, 3 on the round with the frenzy. Give him 4. The round falls apart for ANDBOX.
Wow. I mean, almost an anticlimactic finish. The frenzy frags just coming in looking so easy for Dicey. None of those players were ready for him to be in their face. ANDBOX fall short. But you really gotta wonder. I mean, this was a 4-on-4 post-plant scenario. You have a showstopper available to you. You have a bunch of utility left. And unfortunately, just gets blown up by a sneaky Dicey. And nice frenzy kills, at least. You gotta wonder now. I mean, you didn't yield anything with the showstopper, which is unfortunate. You've got 6 rounds under your belt, though. You got to be feeling good if you're ANDBOX. Certainly going into it, traditionally, you know, I would be looking at this map as being defender-sided for the most part. So not all lost. At least you'd say this for your 100 Thieves, where, you know, you win a force by eco, whatever you want to call it. Suddenly you're back in the financial graces of the gaming gods, and suddenly this is a very winnable half. You know, I won't say winnable outright, max 6. But the A push is already coming out from ANDBOX. Yeah, comfortable 6 rounds here.
They've worked their way so far up already. Steal.
Oh,
that's one. Android with some clean shots again. You see the members of 100 Thieves start to rotate over, but the spike is down. ANDBOX, they don't have any ultimates to try to help with the post plant. But what they do have is positioning. The Empress has been used from Asuna as they're working the way around. You see that wall's gone up as well as Asuna is trying to quietly get all up in the faces of the members of ANDBOX. It's going to get traded out. Hiko taps, plays off. It's just down to Steel. Steel with 1. Steel with 2. Not able to get the 3rd. That looked scary, but Seb shuts it down, extinguishes the fire, and gets to 7 for ANDBOX.
Thought that might honestly be a spray transfer moment, but ANDBOX handling these rounds so well, and the adjustment was a minor one. But you just see Android over there at the beginning of the round making presence, making it look like they're taking long B control, and 100 Thieves seems almost caught between 2 worlds where you want to be pressing for that info. You don't want to be caught in a situation where you lose a player early on, get picked towards B, have to over-rotate. And the few times that ANDBOX did get that outcome, you know, they were able to manipulate those rotates. That's come up several times now where, you know, the lurks kind of just happen. And this is that mid play where twice now ANDBOX has been shut down. These are 2 rounds that 100 Thieves have won, and it's because of Nitro's play at mid. So Doug, take us through this as they push up towards Boiler on a perfect timing. Nitro doesn't see them right in front of him. Just seconds away. Hiko will scatter it out, but now the A split's underway.
Yeah, Nitro was set up in a different spot there. We've seen him under tube cause so many problems, but this time playing ramps. But you're right. Hiko saw that. They saw that Hiko saw him, then they pulled over, right? But Steel already able to get 2. Asuna gets 1 as well. And you see how aggressive Asuna is choosing to play this, understanding that where the spike is, he's going to get a gun upgrade too. The paranoia is going to come out. What can they do? Rebo drops as well. Man, they're investing everything in the kitchen sink. A flawless round to close out the half. But even with that in mind, ANDBOX look good, right? Like it hasn't just been the frags. It hasn't been anything. It hasn't just been like one-dimensional. They're playing the map so well.
They look good and they look confident now, Doug.
Yep.
You know, map 1, maybe you saw some myth plays. I know I did, where ANDBOX just didn't seem to necessarily be in their element yet. But man, like, lots of different players in this roster have stepped up at different times. Here's Seb just buying a lot of time on the site there for his team. Let's play from Dicey again. Just picking up 4.
It's unreal, man.
4 free ones. Wow. I mean, ANDBOX really stepped. By the way, 3 of those 5 rounds lost to 100 Thieves were at that mid play. And even then, in that last one, Nitro just, you know, it looked like really bad timing for 100 Thieves, but ANDBOX kind of just played themselves there, where they walked back into a different crossfire. And you got to be like, okay, shake that one off, move into the next round. And already we're getting 5 players for 100 Thieves pressing towards A, and ANDBOX was prepped for a B push. They'll rotate back as quickly as they can, and this Sage wall will buy enough time, hopefully, for that, Doug, but not quite committed yet.
Well, and that's where you see Sage be so troublesome, right? Asuna not able to connect on that, but Dicey does. As both teams have dropped 1. Yay, trying to get 1 with the Sheriff, not able to get the 2nd. But dealt some damage. There's Android as well. The spike's going to go down, as they have at least that much information. Android going in, taking care of Hiko. It's going to leave things on to Steel. Steel, certainly formidable with the Sheriff as well, but this time, no antics to take care of things. Android with 3 on the round as ANDBOX win the pistol.
And they took first half pistol, now they're taking second half pistol. This was ANDBOX's map pick for a few reasons, Doug. And obviously we touched on a lot of them already, but you got to figure for 100 Thieves, this is definitely a test, right? Where maybe this isn't the most prepared you could be on a map. Maybe we haven't seen enough out of them to know like what their weaknesses are. But at its very most basic level, losing both pistols, you got to come up with an eco round win here, where a force buy round win, whatever you want to call it. where they're investing stingers, they're investing these sheriffs. Find an opening duel right here. We already have Nitro taking one. Hopefully, for the sake of 100 Thieves, you know, this yields a little bit more than it did the last time round, where ANDBOX was able to get out to I believe it was a 4-0 start very comfortably and build a bank early on. Can't allow that now, and especially when you've got such a round deficit on what I would consider the hard side, right? The attack side of the map, you've got 7 rounds minimum to come up with. You lose pistol. But get that any way you can, and now as this wall will fall, 100 Thieves moving into a B split, Doug.
They wait out the wall, they work their way all the way into kitchen, and oh no. Oh boy, was there. But they just had no kitchen control, right? He got taken out. Android's gonna drop as well. The force up from 100 Thieves seems to be paying off, at least for the time being. But Rebo gets one, he's gonna drop. Yay. Down to the Sheriff, he's gonna swap it out for the Spectre. He's in a 1v4 here. They also know where he is. That's a big pick though from Ye. He gets one, but he goes shock darts, just too much for ANDBOX here. Again, 100 Thieves forced up, and it pays off.
Yeah, some stellar shock dart action there from Hiko to close it out, but that's exactly what you need if you're 100 Thieves. You know, if you had slid 9, 10 rounds to ANDBOX this early on, you're sitting on 5 yourself. That's a tall order. That's a deficit that may seem at the time of an attack side attack side icebox as being near unsurmountable. But here we are, turn things on their head. 8-6. This is a seemingly close scoreline where, you know, ANDBOX feeling pressured to regain what they've maybe just lost in terms of a financial advantage, an early round advantage, investing quite a bit here. Lying back, Marshall. Frag didn't quite land for Seb, but at least he's shown his presence, making 100 Thieves second guess this peak. And he does get a tag out of Nitro, at least for his troubles. There's no Sage on the side of 100 Thieves here, so he will stay weak throughout this round. Actually, as I say that, it's not as though they're on stingers completely. Vandal on Android there. But broken by for sure. And 100 Thieves showing a little bit of long B presence early. Check out the rotations from ANDBOX. They lack this information over towards B now, so 2 players dedicated towards it. Yay. Wise to the possibility of an A regroup, though, finds the head of Asuna at long range. And immediately the spike's being rushed up into A from Dicey.
Right, 100 Thieves still want to go here. Oh, but Dicey had to back off, right? Like, he got tagged and he had to dash back. Android's able to hold the line, at least for now. But Dicey and Seal get in on it, as does Nitro. Things look good as they now equal down to a 2v2. The spike is down, and it looks like Nitro is going to be able to reposition, pick it up, and then potentially run for the fences. I think the other important thing to note is you look on the mini-map, there's room for them to work with.
Yeah, room to work with, but not necessarily time to work with. 15 seconds left. Seal will dash any hopes of the spike being dropped early on, but Nitro's at a foot race now to get it down in time. He will, but, you know, for the sake of Boy to be able to regroup or reset, reposition himself, he gets all the way back around long B, and if he gets a free one here on a Nitro, that could mean a winnable 1v1. He's even going to get a heal out for it. So, Doug, this 1v1 is underway.
Yeah, but the Killjoy utility, man, that just gives away so much. The turret was there first. You see nanoswarms all over the place. You can't get within sniffing distance of that thing without getting lit up. Boy. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, the mollies come there, but Seal was wise to it. 3K with the stinger. 100 Thieves get to 7.
I mean, we saw how powerful Steel's, you know, nano swarms were in the previous map, even just a couple times, and right there, the post plant. That double stack was chock full of danger for Sage there in the 1v1, so Boy not able to get it done. And ANDBOX really was looking stellar in this force buy, trying to reset things again. It almost happens, but Steel with a big 3K to close things out there for the side of 100 Thieves.
All right. ANDBOX, light here. Bucky, pistols, and a Marshall. Certainly not what you want to carry into this. They do have that Blade Storm, but Dicey's already able to take care of Boy early on. And the spike isn't fully committed, right? 100 Thieves they have their pick of the litter here.
Well, you asked me about it in pregame, Doug, which was, you know, 100 Thieves, at least on Ascent, had the power of manipulating rotates, of pressuring parts of the map, backing off it, denying information, and re-hitting other parts of the map consistently. without ANDBOX being wise to it. And right here, oh man, I love this. Fakes the shadow step, and immediately you see they don't buy it. Ye is gonna press the issue at mid, gets one traded out by Steel, but look at Seb. He's an omen himself. He's seen that trick a time or two. Knows that Nitro wouldn't just blind risk that TP into oblivion. They get a Vandal for his trouble, doesn't look left, and so they bypass each other. Two ships passing in the night, and the spike. Look at this.
Oh, Seb's got a chance. That's a big one, right? That lockdown's going to be used, but Seb able to get that pick early on. Steel's going to take care of it. However, as things drop down to a 3v2 in favor of 100 Thieves, the spike is going to finally get planted. Rebo dropped, unfortunately, and that makes an already difficult situation almost impossible. But Android with the Marshall, keeping things interesting, at least for now. Gonna dash his way up and then drop instantly at the hands of Nitro. 100 Thieves get us to 8 apiece.
Oh, I mean, that was just the fan Lex coming through, you know, where I'm just like, we're about to see something epic happen. I mean, like, okay, picture this. You've got Hiko in his drone with the spike in hand, far away from his teammates. You got to think, okay, Seb's going to get a free one. He's going to be able to reposition very cleanly. He's got dark covers to work with, and unfortunately just gets one tapped immediately afterwards. But almost a dicey situation from 100 Thieves.
Oh,
I did it. Oh, and an early showstopper from Android. Open things up at Long B, Doug.
Loving the aggression, loving the confidence out of ANDBOX as they've already taken care of 2 from the members of 100 Thieves. The attacking side, certainly worse for wear, as now they have to figure out what the heck they do with this round, right? B's certainly not an option. They got all up in their laps, and they got pushed back. The only real place they can go here is A, and you see the members of ANDBOX, wise to it, already starting to rotate over. They've entirely abandoned B. That's where 100 Thieves has to go. The wall's going to be up there as well to delay things. Asuna's going to drop. 100 Thieves just down to a couple of members. Steel able to get something, right, as he gets one, but he's all that's left here in this round for 100 Thieves, as he's going to drop a 1v4. He's going to try to get that ult orb at least as a parting gift, right? A consolation prize. That's all they're going to get.
Well, at least for now. He's going to look for all the consolation prizes he can, I'm sure. You know, Spike, you know, winning the round aside, saving the Vandal, getting any kind of exit frags that you can here, trying to get towards that lockdown, will not be an understated expense at the hand of ANDBOX if they decide to give up any gunfights. And through
Certainly
the bars, finds that one on the Android. And you know, this isn't quite over yet for the ensuing gunfights, but in terms of the round, it is. Still will fight it out as best he can. But Doug, I mean, this round right here is a good example of why I think I love Icebox. It's a very, if played in the way that it is right now, it is a very logical map. Okay, that long B lane, channeling a lot of aggression there early is the defense, right? Popping an ultimate into Nitro's instant shadow step. You know, that's a gamble for the side of 100 Thieves to be able to just take that. And if you're Omen in that situation, you cannot cancel. If you hear the showstopper, you are accepting your fate at that point, right? Yeah, and they're able to just react to it. Okay, we've got the numbers advantage. Let's rotate A. We're going to give up all of B. 100 Thieves is reacting very predictable at the same time. So there's a lot of moving pieces where, you know, you can make safe assumptions. And again, aggression from ANDBOX, well, just aggression in general from ANDBOX, but this time also to getting the better of Android. A couple rounds in a row, we saw ANDBOX find success, and Steel keying in on the fact that the Sage is towards A now. Repeatedly, there's no wall inside of the mid tube, so he just walks right up, takes a gunfight, and finds another one for his team.
Oh, and
again.
Well, even with that, like, ANDBOX aggressively, at least Rebo was postured up by A, and Asuna was just able to take care of him. ANDBOX, they have the res, but Asuna, oh boy, with some nice shots, right? A clean snap onto him as he takes care of Asuna, but Steel is still, I mean, he's all the way in there, right? ANDBOX down to a couple members left, see if they can get a res going, potentially make something happen here out of a pretty bad situation. 100 Thieves have made their way up B long, and it looks like they've set their sights on B. Steel, again, because he's been able to get in as deeply as he has, should have enough control of the site. They're going to invest the lockdown as well as the spike plants. ANDBOX have to respect it, but they've got some time, right? They can wait, see if they can get a pick before they back off. You see him getting out of the range. of the ultimate.
Oof.
Well,
Not just a save decision, but I need to get out of here and not get detained decision, and he doesn't quite make it. Steel already on the hunt, trying to get these weapons out of the hands of ANDBOX if possible. Contact exchange there towards defender spawn, and you highlighted it, and I think it was Seb lacking a little bit of ooh. Boy, we'll get the better of Steel, so we'll hang on to this Phantom for now. But the early decision, to not res, you were touching on it. It's not as though that's a good play or a bad play. I think they just lacked info towards B, unsure of whether or not 100 Thieves was going to regroup, and Dicey with 2 backstab frags on the side of ANDBOX, falling completely out of what may have been counted as a, at least they saved these weapons. That's quickly deleted. Nice kills from Dicey to hunt those down, but this early A aggression, I mean, you lose this duel to Austin, 100 Thieves is going to win the round. I want to see the stats on whether or not that's an actual factual statement at this point, but it seems as like every single time that just rings true.
And we've seen ANDBOX has had a hard time recovering from that, but what we can say is that this Icebox, at least for now, has been a freaking fist fight, man. Tied up at 9 apiece. Austin gets the opener. Hiko's going to use the Hunter's Fury, but boy with the ghost, he's already gotten 2.
That boy's fragging. And, this is just a pissed around save, but I just figured, okay, Austin is getting the opening pick, Lex. You look smart again. But here we are, 5-on-3 now with the res. The investment seemingly worth it. Android already caught off by a Nitro lurk up mid, though. If he's got defender spawn on lock, that means they're going to reflank back. You already see Ye and Boy sprinting through attacker spawn, but Nitro not done just yet at kitchen. Well, Rebo's going to go ahead and pop the Hunter's Fury to deal with that, Doug.
Yeah, Nitro was in deep, man, but look, they're about to walk right into each other. Ye takes care of Dicey. Hiko's the last one alive. The spike did go down, and it's a 1v3. This is not impossible. One, not able to get the second. ANDBOX is going to get the defuse, and they're going to take a 1-round lead.
Love to see those ghost picks early from Boy. I mean, you got to think for 100 Thieves there, you wide swing early, you take that early aggressive peek, and you get the first pick on A site. I mean, but it's a deep one, right? So they're expecting... All right, they're playing normal A setup. They're playing on the A site, but Boy, the Sage, who presumably the most passive agent you can think of to be over there at A, has walked up underneath you and caught both unawares. Nice play from Boy to set his team up, and then he turns around and gets the res, right? So you've not only eliminated 2 of your opponents, but you've brought one of your own back from the dead. Put yourself in a 5v3 very early on. Nice play from ANDBOX to silence that response from 100 Thieves, which looks so decisive when it comes out. And now you've reclaimed the lead, you've reclaimed financial freedom, and certainly there's no clear ultimates that are going to change the sway or the flow of this round early, but you may fight for that orb control on either side as they are spreading a default. 100 Thieves is.
And you see the trust that they're putting on Ye. Oh, man.
Rebo in his owl, man.
Yeah. Like, it's freaking deja vu. We just saw that with Hiko. But honestly, the outcome was the same, right? Steel was only able to get 1, and then he drops. Ye has been here the entire time. He was up on rafters before. He has an op, but that paranoia is going to cause so many problems, and the Dicey was just there on the other side to welcome him with a couple of blades of his own. Nitro's going to get the spike down. And now it's going to be on ANDBOX to fight to take this bad boy back. They have decent positioning, right? You see Seb on the other side. He's got to land the shot, so gets one. He's going to get pushed back, and that's going to allow the other members of ANDBOX to take some of that site space back. The paranoia is going to come out from Seb, but Nitro behind. Seb gets 3 as he continues to cause problems for 100 Thieves. They're down to 2 members left. Seb swinging around, realizing that there are a couple players just around the corner. Seb gets it. Drops things down to a 1v1. Hiko, Seb. He understands where he is, and I don't think Seb really has much of a choice here. Yeah, he's gonna get cleaned up. Hiko put him in an almost impossible situation.
Wow, and that was really well played from Seb. Listen, if you go from the shadows into the back lines, the entire attacking team is turning around to look at you, and that is, you teed it up nicely. They're all gonna be, giving their attention to you, hopefully opening things up for your teammates on the retake. Instead, 100 Thieves kind of left him in a 1v3 scenario where, there wasn't a whole lot to do except for heroics, and he delivered on a few of those counts. A very valiant effort. However, things are all tied up, and we got 2 healthy buys, or at least mostly healthy buys. ANDBOX on a Spectre or 2. So perhaps not the healthiest of buys that the caster just said, but yay. Ooh, facing this early long B pressure. And again, this is why I like ANDBOX right here. Nitro has earned his place over here at long B, and suddenly ANDBOX has to dedicate a player or two defending this B split. Now, in the previous round, Doug, we saw a lurk from Steel underneath Tube, follow up from Dicey up to Boiler, you know, even flanking screens in the end there to get the frag out of Ye. So I would describe mid as an identified weakness from 100 Thieves. And right away, look.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, a weakness as Rebo is just railing them with shock darts through this dark cover, but it doesn't matter. They know, okay, it's just a Sova over here. Like, let's go shoot this guy. And they do just that. They reset immediately. Dicey's in through screens with the flank Android wise to it. Doug, the A hit's coming in now.
Yeah, Asuno's going to use the Empress. Keep an eye on Steel on the minimap. He's taking the middle of the map. Asuno gets one. Nitro gets it as well. And now ANDBOX down to 2 members left. They have a decent idea of where Steel is. That op is going to be out of the equation as it's just down to Seb. They, again, know where he is as well. 100 Thieves take the lead here on ANDBOX.
This is 3 or 4 rounds now where 100 Thieves has, you know, even just, look at that. 3 out of the last 4, 5 out of the last 6 from 100 Thieves just winning those rounds, not necessarily in the cleanest of fashion, but we're talking about attack side ANDBOX here where you don't necessarily care that it's coming down to 1v1s.
Right,
if it's working, a win's a win. And the scoreline says that. Okay, 11-10 now. 100 Thieves back in, you know, I would say a commanding lead considering the economy of ANDBOX, where they're down to scraps now, trying to force out these rounds, but they have not made an adjustment to the way that they're defending. And, you know, okay, so actually I take that back. 2 rounds in a row, and I think that Sage Wall has gone down early on. But Steel has still been able to exploit that. Dicey's still able to exploit it to the point where ANDBOX has no answer, and it's just Rebo over there trying to finagle his way into a mid defense. Hasn't panned out. So on this, as this, you know, I'll call it a buy round from ANDBOX, although there are certainly a few of them that are lacking in either utility or weaponry. But this long B control has already been yielded, so 100 Thieves in a spread default, and that's a big kill coming out from Seb, Doug, because not only are you going to take away the Sova, but you've already eaten a lot of time off the clock. There's no spike plant yet. Even with that limited utility, I would say that ANDBOX is comfortable with what map control they've yielded so far.
Yeah, look at the aggression from Boy. He might be able to catch Steel, but the problem is 100 Thieves have taken B. Man, they're all the way in there. There's not a ton left. In the last line that was there was Android, and he's going to drop. It's just down to Rebo here. He's got the Bulldog. Just trying to keep 100 Thieves away from match point. Not able to land the shot so far. Things looking really good for 100 Thieves. And Lex, correct me if I'm wrong here. If I'm not mistaken, ANDBOX, they didn't have a ton of money to go into this one. I think they're going to be on a broken buy again.
No, I mean, they have a little bit of bonus going their way, but yeah, their money is more than hurting, Doug. They had like 2 rifles maybe in the last round, and again, you know, we see it right here. A Guardian and a Vandal is the most that they can scrape together, and I overstated or misstated the fact that they were comfortable in that 5-on-4 and the map control that they had, because it seemed like Seb immediately overpeaked, lost his head for it, and nobody else was really, I mean, the Boy flank may have paid off in the end, but you know, Steel was holding steady at mid for a reason, just anticipating that kind of aggression from an ANDBOX low buy. So 12-10, 100 Thieves in the last 2 or 3 rounds, specifically the last 5, I think for sure you could say this, have had ANDBOX figured out. And despite some opening picks going the way of ANDBOX, Doug, this has been the 100 Thieves show, and what a time to do it, to potentially close this series out. 12-10 now, 2-0 potential on the table.
Yeah, we're seeing a very similar setup to what we saw in the previous round. Seb is going to be backed by Snowman. He's got a Guardian again, trying to hold things down over at B. He's still hanging out there. A heavy investment from ANDBOX defensively. Stack a couple of members over at A, but here we go. Now things are going to get started. Seb gets the information that he needs, understanding that the push is over at B. ANDBOX slow, but starting to rotate over. They still have left 2 members further up over by A. Boy's going to take the scenic route back as Ye starts to push forward again. The Hunter Fury is going to be used from Hiko. Tags up 1. Oh, he gets the second, not able to get the third shot to get the kill, but Steel takes care of Ye. Ye was the one on the flank. Rebo takes care of one. Asuna trades it back out. There's the showstopper. Android just buying time, right? Pushing members back, but the lockdown might be the difference maker, as they still haven't fired that off. The spike still hasn't been planted yet. It's just sitting harmlessly in the middle of the site. ANDBOX have a shot here. They don't have the numbers advantage, but they do have his positioning. They managed to get the spike up, however. Android trying to keep them back. The spike's gonna go down. Here's Android on the flank in a 3v1 to try to keep the map alive, to try to keep the tournament alive, but he's gonna drop. Ladies and gentlemen, your former kings of North America punch their ticket to the big dance. 100 Thieves defeats ANDBOX, and they qualify for the close qualifiers.
Well, Doug, we were wondering about 100 Thieves and their potency on Icebox and whether or not it would be enough to weather the storm of ANDBOX, and here we are with I would say that